At this time, we'll call the Tuesday, December 28th, 2021 meeting of the Jackson County Board of Supervisors to order. Larry McDevitt, Mike Steinis, and myself are the county supervisors. We have Lisa Smith and Bjorn Beck from the auditor's office, and Luann Goki, our administrative assistant. And according to this agenda, Luann Goki is first on the agenda today.
Pretty shocking, isn't it? I said it was a good- one big chance to go first. I guess we did last week too. Good morning. All right, calendar for this week is going to be pretty short. After the board meeting today, I don't have any meetings scheduled for the rest of the week. The courthouse will be closed on Friday, December 31st for the New Year's Eve holiday. It will reopen on Monday, January 3rd, and at 9 o'clock that morning will be our next meeting. So Monday, be a surprise.
So the meeting's on Monday.
The meeting is on Monday at 9 o'clock.
It has to
We
be
have to be to the first business
first
day of the
business
year.
day of the new year.
Don't forget.
Don't forget.
Oh,
All right, and for my business this morning, I have a couple of appointments, and they're in the appointment section of your binder if you want to look there. The first is for the Jackson County Medical Examiner to appoint, I need a motion to appoint Dr. Eric Peterson to that post for a new 6-year term that expires 12/31/2027.
And he's been contacted and willing,
Correct.
so moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint Dr. Eric Peterson as the medical examiner. All those in favor? Aye, motion carried.
I'm also looking for a motion to reappoint Dave Kuhn and Mary Yocum to new terms on the Pioneer Cemetery Commission that will expire December 31st, 2024.
Motion to approve. Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
That's all the business I have for you today.
Short and sweet.
The rest of it's for Lisa.
Yeah, she does have quite a list.
I do.
So at this time, we'll turn it over to Lisa Smith.
So this morning, I need a motion. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the December 21st, 2021 and December 23rd, 2021 board proceedings as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the publishing of our minutes of the 21st and the 23rd. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
And what's really next on the agenda is the public hearing for ordinance number 297, which is the Jackson County redistricting. I know it's only 9:06. Do you want to recess until then, or do you want me to continue? I can just tell you that I have not received any comments for or against this proposed ordinance.
When's the public hearing time?
It's scheduled for 9:20,
9:30.
9:30. Yeah, 9:30. The whole problem is Luann was supposed to take 20 minutes. And she took 3 minutes instead.
So we need an update on quilting.
Oh, That'll be Monday too, so.
Somebody make breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
technically,
can you put it to there's the public hearing,
I actually have two public
so
hearings.
there's two
today.
public hearings, that's what I'm
Yes.
getting at, yeah.
So we have the first public hearing, which is ordinance 297, which is the Jackson County redistricting plan that deals with the 3 supervisors districts. The temporary committee has met and made their recommendation. I've given you the maps. I've included that map in today's ordinance. All of this information needs to be sent to the state, the Secretary of State's office, and I'm going to be overnighting it so they get it there and they can look at it and process it. I think we've done a really good job of getting all of our information together. I do have other things that will need to be signed to be sent. I have an agreement that I will be asking the board here to sign this morning concerning the city of Bellevue and Jackson County, because Bellevue is a town over 2,000 in population. So we have to enter into an agreement with them to combine Bellevue Township and Bellevue City into one voting precinct. It takes a signature from Chair Willie, and it also will take a signature from a city official. And then that will also be forwarded to Des Moines.
Which is an agreement we've always had in place previously.
Correct.
Mhm.
I
And
will
we've not
also,
received any calls on the precincts either, or either.
I have not.
or other.
have you?
I didn't receive any calls, just in person, just bumping into several on the street or wherever it may be, just asking what district or am I in? Or
Yeah,
what
no.
district are you now in? I said, well,
Yeah.
I'm still in District 1. So. Have changed some, but yes.
Yeah, I mean, we did decrease by 3 precincts. The
I
other
haven't
thing-
had anybody contact me at all.
I haven't either.
The only other thing that I will be presenting today, and we can do that now if you'd like, and that is the holiday resolution. I think I included that in your pack also today. Maybe Becky could speak more to this. This is the resolution that she did prepare. The only thing I can tell you is that this year in calendar year 2022, that employees will be receiving 4 floating holidays should you adopt this resolution, unless you decide to change and give Martin Luther King as an example, if you want to change the holidays that we currently are observing.
Does Becky want to say anything? I mean, I think she's on. Okay. So this hasn't really changed
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
to our last year, correct?
No, it's basically the same, and because of how the holidays fall, I think they were given an extra 1 floating holiday. So that's the decision for the board. Otherwise, it observes the same holidays that we did here in 2021.
I guess I'm fine with it the way it
I'm
is.
fine with it. I'm not really enthused about adding another one,
Yeah.
especially with the 4 floating. I would move that we approve the resolution 85012-28-2021 as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the resolution setting holidays scheduled for the upcoming year. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
I have a question.
Now that I just need to have Shelley printed off onto resolution.
So in the description of the districts. In District 3. Southport Township lying south of the Macocota River. And all of Macocota Township lying east of a creek, east of what creek?
That's why you put the census block number in.
Creek 33.
It's, pardon me,
It says 33.
the census block. Let me, okay,
This number 3109.
that was the census block. That way,
Is that part of this map?
no, that would be part of
the map that's included in our packet.
this colored map. And that's why I use, because I went down. So here, this is the colored map of the district.
Okay.
And so that's why I used the census block number. It was at 3190. Okay, so that's why I specifically said this supervisor's district 3 is part of 3190. Over here in supervisor district 2, it accepts 3190. It's lying, one's east of the creek and one's west of the creek.
But District 3 would be west of the creek, wouldn't it, instead of east?
Let me
That's my question.
fix this quick.
Where's the creek out of? out
Is
there?
that Prairie Creek? Is that the creek we're talking about?
I think that's a better question for Christina, because it came. Okay, let me look.
Do you want to call, do we need to call Christina? And
That's who
she could
prepared.
probably tell us in a,
I just think it should be west if it's Prairie Creek.
I don't think it is Prairie Creek.
Okay, well then
I
that.
think there's, and that's why I use the census block number.
And maybe it's referring to the southern part.
So District 2 says Macokota Township east of the creek and north of the corporate limits of the city of Macokota, census block 3109. Where Supervisor District 3 talks about, and all of Macokota Township lying east of a creek. You're right, that is an error, because that should be west of the creek.
Okay, that's where I was going.
Yep, nope, that is an error. I will have Shelley fix that before we put this onto resolution paper.
Do that again. Where were we at here?
So
again?
on Supervisor,
Supervisor
so in
District 3.
describing
Yeah.
Supervisor District 3, it says, and all of Macokota Township lying east, it really
of the
should
creek.
be.
West.
Oh. Yeah, that would make sense.
It's
If
the
it's on the east boundary.
So it is the east boundary of the, yes, so it should be west of the creek, not east of the creek, correct? Because Supervisor District 3 is pretty much all of Macokota City, so we will make that correction.
Okay.
And that's why this all has to go to Des Moines to the Secretary of State's office. And then they will review what we put, and if it doesn't meet their criteria, then they will reject it and send it back, and we'll have to make those adjustments.
And at this point, you haven't had any comments from any of the townships as to
No,
how we,
I haven't received anything from anybody on either one of these proposed ordinances.
No, and I haven't either, other than just a question of. Are you still in my district?
Yeah. Yeah.
well, do we want to proceed or do we want to wait for the scheduled time for the public hearing?
Well, if you publish it that way, we must have a. Responsibility to wait. I'd like to proceed, but whatever you
Yeah,
think.
well, if we have any other discussion or whatever, we got something, we can take recess.
We did the.
So you've kind of gone over the election precinct agreement, right?
I will be asking for that to be signed, yes. I will be having you sign a resolution, an agreement with the City of Bellevue. That's one thing I will ask for signature today. The other thing I also have included is that information that we will be sending to the Secretary of State's office, and that will require a board signature also.
Okay.
I will say that we're in recess.
Okay,
The meeting, and this time we'll reconvene the meeting. And I see that we have a Becky on the meeting. Did you have any questions on the redistricting, or were you wanting to make comment from citizens? And if you could identify yourself other than just Becky, it would be helpful, because we keep track in our minutes of who is in attendance, even virtually.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, it's Becky Avis with Bruce Builders. We were just sitting in for the awards for the bids for the law enforcement center.
Okay, well, then I can tell you that it is not going to happen today.
Okay,
We're going to be passing a motion to, John had needed some extra time to get everything organized. And it sounds like it won't be until the 11th of January that we'll award bids.
January 11th.
11th, January 11th, yes.
Tuesday.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Have a good holiday.
Yep. Okay, now we knew what that was. This time we'll open the public hearing on proposed ordinance number 297, Jackson County redistricting.
Again, my only comments is that I have not received any phone calls, nothing, meeting anybody on the street, getting a letter in the mail. So I've received no comments for or against this proposed ordinance number 297.
And this takes effect with the next election.
It will. Actually, this all becomes effective
Effective.
January 15th. That's why I'm in a hurry to get this to the Secretary of State's office so they can review it and approve it. And I will be overnighting all of this information to allow them this 2-week time frame to review our plans.
I haven't had any phone calls. Like I said, I've, met somebody at the grocery store and just asked me not too long ago, am I still in their district and stuff like that, but
Yep.
just chatter or just talk.
I guess my point was that I am not, after this passes, I will not any longer be District 2. I will be District 3
For the next.
for the next election. That's what I guess that's what I
Correct,
was.
yes. For the 2022 election, which is the governor's election, the gubernatorial, districts 2 and 3 will be up for election.
Right.
So those two positions,
And I'm
yes,
no longer in District 3, but I'll be in District 2, which comes at the same time.
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
A motion and a second to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
And with the closing of the public hearing, then what is the board's wishes as far as the second and third hearings?
I see no reason that it should not be waived.
Make a motion to waive second, and third hearings.
Second.
So moved and seconded to waive the second and third public hearings. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
And with the waiving of the second and third hearings, what I'm asking today then is to approve, adopt, and forward all necessary paperwork to the Iowa Secretary of State on ordinance number 297 on the Jackson County redistricting plan as presented by the temporary redistricting committee.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Do you know any kind of time frame, Lisa, that you may hear back from the state as approval?
Everything has to be done by the January 15th.
They have
So
to approve it by then?
everything has to be done by the 15th. And
Okay.
I've been on many Zoom meetings. There's a lot of counties that are scrambling right now. As nervous as I am, I feel good that we're to this point, and I want to get all of our information, all of our signatures gathered, and then I want to overnight it so they have that 2 weeks to review it.
What I did hear, nothing but good things that from the committee that was on the redistricting and that our zoning personnel did a nice job with.
I have been employed by Jackson County. I was not, I did not do the redistricting back in 2010. That was done by Joelle. But what I can tell you is that having this data live as this committee was making those decisions and making these changes, it was a game changer. I mean, it was pretty cool, and to make those decisions in a live format was a game changer.
Basically in a GIS format, so you could see what you were adding for population and what.
Yeah, I mean, we had a target as far as what the population had to be within the districts. And they really did a really good job of making sure that we met the thresholds of every district. So, yes, for that, Christina Trannell, our GIS coordinator, did a fabulous job. And then I guess we'll move on to ordinance number 298.
Right.
Okay.
So you want to open the public hearing again?
Yep, I will open the public hearing for ordinance 298, re-precincting.
So the re-precincting can only be done every 10 years, just like we're doing with the redistricting, and trying to stay, one of the reasons that we had to re-precinct is because of the Monmouth Township, Southwark and Macokota Townships going into a different legislative district. That did trip that we did need to re-precinct, because we did need to have those three precincts, they are in a different legislative district. We cannot have two legislative districts in the same voting precinct. And so that precipitated that we had to do that. And I think as we've looked at handicap accessibility and the availability of election officials, the future of different equipment and such, that's why I think we have talked at our meeting, and the discussion that day was going from 16 precincts down to 13. So, and again, I received no comments for or against this plan.
Nor have I.
I have not either.
It's gonna take us a little while to get used to the renumbering, but Macocata City did not do any changes. They did not have enough population to either growth or decrease to change their precincts, which does make it a lot easier for us because we don't have to regrid Macocata. So everything from Macocata City stays the same, and they have forwarded their information already to the Secretary of State's office. I talked to Mallory last week. So their plan also gets included in our plan, and that's why you're seeing that Macocata ward map in with the information that I've given you today.
Well, I will say that we tried very hard to look at travel times and you know, geographical location of where and when and how, and you know, I mean, personnel is always an issue too.
It
You know,
is.
And it's not like we have overabundant of volunteers anymore that we can depend on, but
Well, it
it's,
gets to be a very long day.
It is a very long.
and
time.
it's actually a cost factor also in it, and so. I hope that everybody is pleased with the way it turned out.
It'll be an adjustment. It will.
It always
It'll be
is.
an
Anytime
adjustment
there's a
for us and,
change.
yep. Yep.
Other folks, I
No.
probably shouldn't be speaking
No,
now.
no,
Okay, okay. Well, I mean, it's, you know, I don't want to put it, well, I think, yeah, I think that that'll be a change, and I know that you will make a huge effort to inform people about the changes that are made. I mean, I know how you work, and I know that
Appreciate that. Thank you.
that will be a really important factor, because that's going to be a learning curve for people. And
Oh,
and
absolutely.
you know that once it happens, there's going to be griping and moaning and whatever. I had a couple of questions, if I could remember them. What's the difference in travel time between north of Bellevue, so the people up on the hill and out by the river and the golf course? What's the difference in travel time between St. Donatus and Lamont?
Well, we considered that. So, I mean, if you're going to St. Donatus and you take the highway, if they're in Tatamore Township, of course, it's in the Spruce Creek area already, you know. So if you're gonna travel north to St. Donatus, you would go west to Lamont. I would guess 3 minutes. Something to that effect, 3, 4.
I guess because I'm not real, I could wander my way over
Yeah.
to Lamont from north of Bellevue, but
I'd say it was somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes distance difference. but-
yeah.
And from what I hear, Lamont's gonna have a much better place for parking and accessibility.
Fire station.
We did, no, we are not going to the fire station. Bjorn and I, we did drive up there. We met with Joe Kilberg, and we viewed the Lamont Fire Station. I was concerned about how far people had to walk in. It is a gravel parking lot on the back. Should a fire happen on election day, that's where the firemen park. And I kind of had some concerns about that. That kind of makes me nervous. It made me nervous when we were across the street here at the Macocata Fire Station. And it, not that it wasn't perfect, but knowing, it's my understanding and visiting is that the city of Lamont will be tearing down their city hall and building onto their current rec center. So I'm hoping for some upgrades there when they get that
So
built.
that's back up out of town.
It's been,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah, as you're going
Church.
west out
down
of
to
town.
Single, that where it is now.
So no, right now we're at what they call the Lamont Rec Center. It's basically where the grain bins are at as you're going west out of Lamont. The county shed is there, the grain bins are
Oh,
there.
okay.
This is just directly to the south of that.
It'd be
And so
west of
we're-
the Catholic Church. The old
Yeah.
Catholic
Yeah,
Church.
the old
Ah.
Catholic church, yeah.
There's
So-
a rec center there, there's a softball
That's a
diamond,
nice-
and then there's a new building
Okay,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, so we've been there. That's been one of our voting precincts. And I think with them, creating a new city hall there, that potentially will be doing some other upgrades to the parking lot and lighting and things like that.
And is Andrew gonna stay at the City Hall in Andrew?
Right now it is, yes. We
Is
don't
it-
really have a better option right
No, I
now.
hear you.
It's really not my desire to have a voting precinct in a school.
Yeah, I
And we
know.
had been at the Andrews School, but honestly, that had parking issues and
Yeah.
handicap accessibility issues on election day. These heavy elections and such, parking is a main concern. So,
I'm trying to think, they had, it was in the old gym, wasn't it?
yeah. Mhm. Yep.
So
You know-
Andrew's building a new fire department too. That's
Yeah.
the same issue with the.
Well, and we have,
case of fire.
yeah, and that's, there again, I don't know how much parking and where we can be, where we're not interfering, should there be a fire on election day.
Well, you may also have the possibility of the old fire station too yet, but.
Well, and that's, and then we can address that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and I also wanted to say, that I really appreciate the cost saving efforts of reducing the number of precincts, because I don't think for the most part that it should cause a huge amount of inconvenience.
Well, that was one of the things we certainly tried to look at in planning the precincts and how to merge and.
equipment, eventually we're gonna have to buy and upgrade equipment and just that cost savings, I would have guessed maybe a scanner is 5,000 at least. So by dropping down, we just saved, potentially 15,000.
Mhm.
So I mean, and those costs kind of keep going up.
Oh, sure.
We'll see a very modest decrease in election officials because as we, in this Preston precinct as an example, we will have to put another computer down there. We'll have to add one, if not two more election officials. So we won't see 100% reduction in election officials. We will see some. So we have the equipment now. We just need to move it around to different precincts.
Yeah, no, I mostly just came over to see the process and see how it worked out.
You and I have visited quite a bit
Yeah,
about
we
this.
talked
So
quite a
yeah.
bit about it, so I kind of wanted to see
Yeah.
the resolution.
Well, thanks for your input.
Mhm.
I'd make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded to close the public hearing on ordinance number 298. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
So with the closing of the public hearing, then what is the board's desire to waive the second and third public hearings on proposed ordinance 298?
I would make a motion to waive the second and third public hearing on the ordinance 298 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to eliminate, waive second and third public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Even though this is close, could I just ask a question about, this will be done by the 15th, because I know the caucuses are coming up on February 7th.
There's still an incredible, and that was the question that was asked. I've been on a weekly Zoom meeting with the Secretary of State's office with other county auditors, and this is a huge concern as far as the caucuses. I know that they have been discussing this with the parties in Des Moines, the big parties. And, it's kind of now back under the Secretary of State and visiting with the parties to how they're going to do the caucuses and such. Because yes, this will be affecting the caucuses. And, there was a question, this will also be affecting some city councils as far as, if your district changed, your ward system has changed. That was a question that I proposed and they wouldn't answer it for me. So,
Okay,
yeah.
because the last meeting that I was at was told that we'd be using the new precincts.
Oh,
And I kind of went,
okay, yeah.
all right then.
Yeah, I don't know if the state parties will come back down to the local parties and say what to do. I assume so.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was from the state party.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I kind of wondered if it was actually going to be there. Anyway, thank you very much for your time.
No, it's
No
fine.
problem.
So with that, then I would need a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 298 on the Jackson County re-precincting plan as presented.
Motion to approve.
I would second.
A motion and a second to approve. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
This morning, then I would need a motion to approve and authorize the chair's signature on the state of Iowa County re-precincting worksheet as presented by Auditor Smith.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Okay, it says on our agenda, our next item up for discussion is awarding of bids for the law enforcement center. Is
I have-
John going to join us?
I have just a couple more things and then we can get to that.
Oh, okay.
Because I also need, also need a motion. I presented an election precinct agreement between Jackson County and the city of Bellevue. The agreement creates one combined township and city precinct, which is described as the unincorporated portion of Bellevue Township and the entire area encompassed by the city limits of the city of Bellevue. The total population of the combined precinct is 2,974 people. So with that, I would need a motion to approve and authorize the chair's signature on the election precinct agreement between Jackson County and the city of Bellevue.
So moved.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Okay, that takes care of my portion and
Resolution for the holiday schedule.
we did that first, so that's been done already.
That's right.
And then I did talk to John yesterday and he said that he would get on at 10 o'clock to discuss the awarding of the bids for the Jackson County Law Enforcement Center.
Okay, so do we want to recess and get all this signing done? And I know we have,
Couple work sessions, couple budget sessions.
I would say yes.
yeah, me too. I don't think that 15 minutes is going to do it for our 10 o'clock discussion on the budget. So, at this time, we'll recess, being joined by. We're reconvening the meeting and we're being joined by John Hanson and Sheriff Brent Kilberg is with us. Do you want to come up here so you can see him, or do you want to stay back there?
Doesn't matter to me. Morning, John.
Good morning.
So
Well, do you want to give us an update?
Yeah, so we had the bid last week and I've been in the process of qualifying the bids with the contractors. I have managed to get a hold of a couple of the contractors, but due to the holidays, you know, we're still working on the qualifications of a couple of them. So, you know, I think the bids came in very well for what we anticipated, and I think that I would like to make the recommendation that we wait till January 11th to give us a little bit more time to review the costs and also to contact the rest of the contractors to qualify the bids.
Okay,
We did have one of the bidders on this morning earlier, and that's what I told that individual is that we probably would not be doing any awarding of bids till the 11th.
That's correct.
okay, is that normal procedure to have the contractors wait? I guess it's not very long.
No, you know, basically the specifications say that we can, that they have to hold their bid prices for 60 days. I mean, that's not the board's intention or our intention at all. But I believe we owe the contractors the opportunity just to qualify the bids and make sure that what they have covered inside their bids, so.
Okay, so what you're asking us to do is delay the awarding of the bids till the 11th of January.
That's correct.
Do we need a motion for that or just,
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I would so move.
second,
A motion and a second to delay the awarding of the bids for the new jail until January 11th
At what time?
at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
I think that needs to be in the form of a roll call because you have to go by the resolution that was supplied by your attorney. There's a space in there to delay the award of the contracts. And he said that we should probably go by that resolution that I believe Lisa has. It's
Okay.
under consideration of construction bids.
Okay, so with that being said, do we want to wait till 10? Because I mean, we waited 20 minutes this morning. Or do we want to do 9:30 and work it in?
It's 5 after 10 now.
Yeah, but we took 2 recesses for 20 minutes to do it, to wait till 10.
Are you saying, oh, on the 11th?
The only 11.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I'm with you. You haven't voted on this yet.
No.
So
We'll go to 9:30.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me either way. John, do you have a preference, 9:30 or 10?
No, I'll make either work. I'd like to get up there for that one.
So the extra half hour will do you some good?
I can make it either way. I'm up by then anyways, but yeah. I'd
Snow
leave-
right now? Are you getting snow now?
No, we had a little bit of ice on the windshield, but it's mainly just raining today.
Well, it's snowing here.
Oh, wow. Well,
Usually.
Small flakes, but it's coming fast.
So I guess I would still hold the motion to delay the award bidding till the 11th at 10 a.m.
I would second that.
Okay, and then he said we should do roll call, so
we'll do a roll call vote today. Steinis,
Yes.
Willie,
yes,
McDevitt,
Yes.
motion carried. Okay. It's all done. We'll have it the 11th at 10 o'clock, John.
that'll be perfect.
we'll be in touch, John.
Yeah, if I have any other questions or you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. Do you know the contractor's name that contacted you?
The lady was from Bruce Bilters.
Okay, yep, I'm getting hold of them today, so.
We have someone else, if you could identify yourself, we have Thomas's iPhone. I don't know if that's a bidder, if you want to identify yourself. So I don't know who that is, John. He's not identifying himself, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, that sounds real fine. I will be in touch and we'll plan on the 11th.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
John,
Have a good holiday.
At you too. Bye now.
Bye.
well, other than our budget sessions, that is the last item on our agenda. So what's the pleasure of the board?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I would second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye, motion carried.